Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a more detailed look at some of the record store day items that I'm really interested in. I did a video similar to this back when record store day was announced, I think day of, and went through the list. I think I mentioned the ones that I was very interested in at that time. My list has changed a little bit. It's grown, I should say. I'll probably stick to just like the main ones that I'm really interested in, and then if the video isn't too long, I might look at some of the other ones. But let me go ahead and start with two that I'm dying for, and these are both Brian Wilson related releases, and you can see on the screen here. I have the RSD list pulled up. I've already filtered it to Brian Wilson's two releases, and then I'll show the others. So the first one is going to be called On Tour by Brian Wilson. This is on Oglio Entertainment. It's an RSD exclusive, 2,000 copies. This is the artwork. It looks like I've already seen some people with some early promo copies of it that are being sent out now. It looks like it's going to be on some sort of clear vinyl. The cover is interesting, but you can see it's Brian Wilson on tour 1999 through 2007. Again, here's the description. It says, after the triumph of Brian Wilson's legendary Roxy Theater shows in 2000, which was just released on vinyl last year, he and his stellar band took that magic around the globe, and this collection captures the rare gems along the way. From Carnegie Hall in Chicago to London's Royal Festive Hall and UCLA's Royce Hall, these performances showcase Wilson at his most inspired, reimagining classics and unveiling deep cuts with warmth and precision. Spanning 1999 to 2007, this live set bridges eras, a rare chance to experience Brian's golden creative run beyond the Roxy. So, like it said, all sorts of deep cuts. You've got side A. This could be the night. I won't read it all. But you can see some stuff that at the time, especially, was very rare to hear, like Heroes and Villains. This was before he put out the Smile stuff in 2004. Melt Away, Night Was So, just so many good songs on here. And he does a cover of Johnny Be Good and She's Leaving Home by the Beatles, I guess, as well. So two sides. Hopefully it won't be more than like $30. So very excited for that. The second one is a reissue of Imagination on Rhino. This is also an exclusive 3,500 copies. This is a fantastic record that I have on CD. His 1998 solo album featuring remakes of two classic Beach Boys songs and new compositions for the first time on vinyl. Keep an Eye on Summer. Lay Down Burden is a great tune. Let Him Run Wild, that's a Beach Boys song. So this is very exciting. His voice sounds great on it. I love the production on this one. I know some people have some issue with it, but I'm really a big fan. So I'm definitely wanting those two Brian Wilsons. Those are going to be definite searches for me. The next is going to be one of my favorite guys, John Prine. He has two releases coming out. He has one called Found Dogs, again, from 2,000 copies, and then BBC Sessions on Rhino, which has 7,100. So that one's going to be pretty available. But Found Dogs, I believe this is just going to be bonus tracks that were put out with the CD that came out last year on the reissue that weren't on vinyl. But let's just see exactly what it says. John Prine's Found Dogs is a newly curated archival release celebrating the 30th anniversary of Lost Dogs and Mixed Blessings from last year. Drawn from the original recording sessions and demos, it collects alternate versions, acoustic performances, and 5 unreleased tracks. Alternate takes of Ain't Hurtin' Nobody and Quit Hollering at Me. Solo acoustic version of Humidity Built the Snowman, which is a great tune. Demos of Lake Marie and unreleased recordings including Hey on Nothing, World Without Love, and Dogs in Burlington. All tracks have been newly mastered for vinyl, released on LP by Oh Boy. Record store edition of Found Dogs is foil numbered, so that'll be interesting to see. Just 10 tracks. And again, I think these were all released on the CD deluxe version that came out, which I own. So we'll see about that one. The BBC sessions, I know some people are iffy about these all the time because they all think, oh, it's, there's quality is iffy, but it's Rhino, so it should be pretty good. John Prine recorded live for BBC Radio, featuring solo performances of songs from his first two albums, first official release, 1 LP, 140 gram black vinyl. So hopefully that'll cut down on price a little bit. But yeah, I mean, these are just classic songs. Spanish Pipe Dream, Illegal Smile, Sam Stone, Rocky Mountain Time, Everybody, Your Flag Decal Won't Get You Into Heaven Anymore, Donna Lydia, pretty good. Hello in there. So only 9 tracks. Again, hopefully this is a $30 record max. And the other one is not John Prine. But this is the other one that I'm really, really dying for. This one should be pretty available. 8,000 copies. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. July 16th, 78, Paradise Theater, Boston, Mass. So you've got the kind of glorified bootleg cover here, which is kind of neat, especially with the hype matching the stamp there from the old white outer sleeve. Let's see. A Wild Night from the You're Gonna Get It tour. That's the second album. Was recorded on 2-track at the Paradise Rock Club in Boston, Massachusetts, and broadcast by local rock station WBCN FM. Bootleg recordings of the broadcast have been a fan favorite for decades. Now the Tom Petty estate is making this concert officially available. Audio restoration done by Tom Petty. Producer Ryan Ulyate. The show features 9 performances, including 5 classic covers. LP is 180 gram pink vinyl, pink and green translucent splatter color vinyl, and contains a vintage tour sticky pass. So it's got some goodies there. There are no other color cover pictures there, but anything that's rock and roll, Don't Bring Me Down, which is the song by the Animals. You're Gonna Get It, Breakdown, Too Much Ain't Enough, Shout by the Isleys, I Fought the Law, The Clash, Get Your Kicks, Route 66. So lots of covers there. Again, 1 disc, which is, again, good for the wallet. So that is definitely those. John Prine, Brian Wilson, and Tom Petty, those 5 are the ones that I'm really, really wanting. Now, there's another one here by one of my favorite groups, one of my favorite new groups, Camp. This is an exclusive 3,500 copies. I can't imagine this is only record store date. I'm guessing it's going to be a color vinyl variant, and that we'll get it later down the road. But it's 2 LP, debut album, 10th anniversary, 3,500 copies. Camp is celebrating the 10th anniversary of their self-titled debut album, expanded 2 LP remaster version for RSD, which features 3 previously unreleased demos, 4 live tracks, and a double wide sleeve with 2 inserts pressed on Coke bottle clear. All the Debts I Owe is kind of like their signature song. So Long Honey is a good tune. Ohio is one. They're from Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to my boy Alex from Beer and Vinyl. And some live recordings there and demos. So that's one that's also on the list after those. There's also one that I'm curious about. This Tony Bennett MTV Unplugged RSD exclusive, 2 LP, 2,200 copies. This is probably going to be mass release. This is not one that I need, but if I can't get some of the others, I might get this. This was kind of a resurgence for Tony Bennett in his career. His Grammy-winning MTV Unplugged session, released on vinyl for the first time live in New York, April 94. This landmark showcases Bennett's timeless interpretations of the Great American Songbook, backed by the Ralph Sharon Trio. 2 LP set pressed exclusively for RSD, features 21 unforgettable tracks, including his classics Left My Heart in San Francisco, Fly Me to the Moon, and Stepping Out with My Baby. So, lots of tracks. He's got Elvis Costello, Katie Lang is on here as well. That'll be a good one. I don't own this one on CD. I'm a big fan of the crooners, so we shall see about that. There's another one here that looked cool by the Stray Cats, the Rumble and Brixton, which they have a song called Rumble and Brighton. So let's see. This is on Surf Dog, 2 LP, 2,000 copies. Very, very cool. Brixton Academy 2004 set includes rocking versions of over 22 songs, including Rock This Town, Stray Cat Strut, Sexy and 17. Available for the first time on vinyl, 2 LP set pressed on limited edition red and white vinyl, gatefold sleeve. So yeah, there's intro, Rumble and Brighton, Gene and Eddie. So all the stuff that you expect from the Stray Cats. Good Rockin' the Night, 20 Flight Rock by Eddie Cochran. So really, really cool. I like the Stray Cats. I love rockabilly. This is another one right here that I would like to have. This is Rock and Roll Doctor about a Lowell George tribute. So Lowell George from Little Feat. This is on Omnivore, who always put out great stuff. This is a first, so it's going to be put out later. 1,300 copies. But the reason I want this, and you'll see here in a second, first time on vinyl for this tribute. All-star lineup includes Jackson Browne, one of my favorites, Bonnie Raitt, Randy Newman, J.D. Souther, and more. Features the previously unissued bonus track "Willin'," which is their signature, which is Little Feat's signature tune, by Willie Nelson and Emmylou Harris. Laser etched are on side 4. So it's a 2 LP, 3-sided set. But you've got Bonnie Raitt, Taj Mahal, David Lindley, they mentioned Randy Newman, Jackson Browne, Alan Toussaint, Eddie Money, Chris Hillman. That's a big reason that I want it right there. Love Chris Hillman from the Byrds. Mary Clayton, you know her from Led Zeppelin fame. And then all the hidden bonus track by Lowell George. So that's one that I want. A couple others, we'll just throw it out there. Let's see. Is this it? Yeah. This is interesting too. RSD exclusive Power Pop from the Now generation, 1977 through 81 on Soul Jazz. Let's see. No information about this other than the track listing, but let's see. You've got Ambulance, Dow Jones, and the Industrials. Again, these are bands I don't necessarily know. Hot Dates, The Reactions, Puppet Rulers, The Wigs. So that could just be kind of a neat thing to have. I don't know those bands, but yeah, let me know if y'all know anything about that. And then let's see. This is one live from Dinosaur World. Tyler Childers, great outlaw country singer. 7-inch RSD exclusive, 5,000 copies. So this will be available. Weird cover. Tyler's an interesting dude. 7-inch single featuring live renditions of Wantlist and Dirty Alt Trail, which are from his newest album. Performed during the release weekend of his critically acclaimed album Snipe Hunter, exclusive to indie record stores for RSD. So, yeah, we'll see about that one. I'm not necessarily a completist with Tyler, but we'll see. And then this is the last thing that I'm kind of remotely interested in. This is Sun Volt, 30 Tigers, who I've done some interviews with artists from 30 Tigers. The Sound Signal Serenades. I believe this is a new album by them that's being released on Record Store Day, I think is what's going on. But let's see. Yeah, the latest album released on Sky Blue Opaque Vinyl, special version for RSD, 12 originals, anchored by Jay Farrar. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I haven't listened to any singles, if there are any or anything like that. But that will do it for me and for Record Store Day. So let me know what you all think about all this. Let me know, are you getting any of these that I'm picking up? And yeah, it should be a great Record Store Day. I'm filming this before a big trip I'm taking. So this will probably post sometime, obviously before Record Store Day. But I'll be excited to get back after the trip is over and get excited for Record Store Day. So that does it for me, everybody. In the meantime, y'all be good. Take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.